I'm Rick. This is Jack. How are you, brother?
Wonderful.
Good to see you. Rick and Jack, NBA. The first thing I want to talk about today, thank you for all watching and getting involved here with us. We really like you watching our shows and liking them and sharing them with your friends. Thank you again. The first thing I want to talk about is my friend here, Jack, my co-host on all my sports shows. Such a good guy, but he doesn't know sports very well. The problem is he's got this New York thing. And he's telling me about this team called the New York Knicks. The Knicks are now under 500.
That's 25.
Slipped into the number 8 spot, continuing to fall. I watched them blow that game against Brooklyn last night. What's going on? What's going on with your Knicks?
We don't have a Kyrie Irving. We don't have
Irving looked great last night. Did you watch the game?
Yes, he did. He was very explosive. It's almost like the way he was playing. He was playing like he was playing on the playgrounds in New York.
Oh my God!
Everything was.
He was so much fun to watch.
He was better than everybody else on the court last night. The fact that the Knicks were in it was surprising.
They were up by what, 18 at one point, 14? What was it?
It was very surprising, but disappointing at the same time as a Knicks fan.
And that's a bad sign because I mean Brooklyn isn't at full strength though. Jeff Green, has he found his youth again? That guy is playing great basketball. He had 21 last night. Maybe more than that.
When I was looking at the box score, I was surprised because I was trying to see, who was out, and then of course Harden was out.
For 4 minutes he played. His hamstring played.
That can be a problem going down the stretch. So
I think they're being overly sensitive, but he didn't play. Those guys pick it up. It's really interesting, not to switch over so quickly, but we really don't have much to talk about with the Knicks. They have 2 players in Knicks. Who are they?
I would say Barrett and
Randall. You watch.
And
Barrett's a good player.
He is, but I don't.
He's from Duke, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He's a nice player.
He is, but I just don't. I think the way the Knicks play is it does not put him in a position to flourish. At times he'll be reserved or he's in the background because Randall, like you see Randall trying to create stuff and make stuff happen. You don't get the same from a Barrett. And that's my little.
Good to me last night.
He does look good at times, and we know what he can do.
Well, he's a shooter,
he's
going to post you up and he's going to shoot on you.
But he doesn't do that enough. I think that has a lot to do with your confidence in your shot. And when guys don't have the confidence, they don't do those things because guess what? If I do that, I'm going to get fouled, and then I can't shoot the free throw.
Randall looked timid last night to me. He didn't look himself. I didn't think he played that great. And then of course he missed that last shot, which was a pretty good look to tie the game. So I don't know. The Knicks. I don't see a good future for them. That's because there's 20 games left. There's 20 games left in the season, and guess what? The big boys are all going to be playing ball because they're going to start jockeying for position. Who's going to get those spots? I mean, it's getting critical. There's only 20 games left, and I'm thinking here. Well, is Brooklyn ever going to get everybody healthy? Are the Lakers ever going to get everybody healthy? Is Anthony Davis coming back? I mean, I know LeBron's coming back, but there's only 20 games left. That's nothing. These guys need to get into game rhythm. You just don't show up 5 games before the playoffs and be okay. You just don't.
No, you don't.
I'm concerned. I'm getting concerned. How about you?
For me, as far as a Knicks fan this year, free agency is what's going to do it. For the other team, the other top teams, I was talking shit about Brooklyn, the fact that they didn't overtake Philly, that Embiid was out, and here they are this week. They're in the number 1 spot. That's the kind of run that I'm expecting from a team like Brooklyn, and then a Milwaukee should have been in the number 2 spot by now, especially with the addition that they had over before the trade deadline. So these are the things that supposed to be happening with Embiid back in Philly.
He came back pretty quick.
Surprisingly,
that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, he played one game and then he rested the next, and I understand that you shouldn't, with the guy that had that knee injury, shouldn't play back to back like that.
Yeah,
but then what did they do? They lost the night he didn't play, but
you
still they played well the night he was there.
Yeah,
that's a good team.
You have to manage those injuries because the goal is to have him when it counts, which is a playoff games, because they could have lost this game, but they can't lose a playoff game because those playoff games, it's hard to bring back those wins. A Utah continue to dominate. Phoenix in that number 2 spot. And, you know, we had a conversation yesterday. You said, based on the way that Phoenix is playing, don't be surprised if they get the number 1 position. And I look at it, I'm like, damn, Rick is right. And it was so hard for me to admit that you're right, but
I know. Once in
you were right.
Once in a while, I get lucky, like that NCAA.
Yeah, you're rubbing it in.
Games, right? Who was going to win and who, like that. No, NBA is it's only, again, and I want to emphasize to you all that watch it, there's only 20 games left. That's nothing. We're gonna be in playoffs here real quick, and it's gonna get fun, really fun. But you know, the Lakers could fall to number 5. And again, you know, probably the big boys are going to come back maybe 12 games out. Well, and then they'll win 12 in a row, the Lakers. I mean, and get back to the top. I mean, positioning is very important. It really is.
Especially the fact that fans are coming back now. The arena is different. It's not like you're in a bubble where, you're playing playground basketball where the communication is there. You can hear, you know, you're basically playing chess on the court. With the fans there, you have distractions. You have that white noise in the background, and it affects a team. A team can get hot because
it can also help a team. The energy,
yes.
It can help a team a lot.
So the Lakers are actually in a number 5 position right now. Denver actually overtook them in the number 4. Clippers. You want to talk about them? Because I don't.
Well, the Clippers, I think, again, are going to be there. The Clippers are a good ball club. I mean, on our last show, they had won 6 in a row. Then, since then, they lost 2 in a row, and then they won it. The Clippers play as they have to play. They got a good ball club. As I said, those role players are making a difference on the Clippers. Please believe me, fans.
But the Clippers are
watch
not
the
consistent.
Clippers. Watch their second string. Those guys are good. Terrence Mann is a good player. Kennard is a good player. Those guys are really helping this team. And you bring in Rondo now with that Clipper group. I'm telling you, man, the Clippers are going to be okay. Something's telling me. I just think the Lakers are going to continue to have problems, injury problems. There's something. I've been doing this for so long. There's something about the Lakers that I feel uncomfortable about, and I don't want to. There's something about the Clippers that tells me they're probably going to do what they do every year. There's something about Milwaukee that tells me this could be their year. This could be their year.
This could be.
Plus, they got a happy holiday with that big contract they gave him. They signed him to a big contract, and Drew Holiday, and he's a nice player in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's got a nice team. It's just like Denver. There's something about Denver with Michael Porter Jr. starting to play really good ball,
and he's peaking at the right time of year.
Yeah.
Whereas basically laid the foundation. Now he's peaking, and I think it should only get better when it come playoff time. This is a year for a Phoenix to do it. This is also a year for a Utah. I would say a Brooklyn, if without injuries, Brooklyn should win the title. But
yeah, they are so talented.
But like you said, a team like Milwaukee gets hot. This is the year for them.
Yeah, Milwaukee's got a nice team. They really, really do. And when they're on all cylinders and they bring in some good subs, Milwaukee's a good ball club. I mean, it's fun this year because there's some teams that are doing better. I'm very impressed by Dallas, 28 and 21. Luka last night just stepping up and playing well. He had to take over. Porzingis wasn't playing, and he got those guys. Let's go, guys. And I think he had 32. He had a big game, and they won. They're 28 and 21. I look at Atlanta. Trey Young is leading that ball club. I love watching him. I love a team like Memphis that's stepping up. Again, they got, John Morant, who is an unbelievable player. Some teams are playing really well and others are falling. Golden State is starting to drop. New York Knicks are starting to drop. The energy isn't staying up. with a lot of those teams.
For a team like Golden State, what needs to happen is, as good as Curry is, the young core, those are the guys that need to play, because they need a true number 3 and a 4th guy for next year. And this is the time to find out who that guy is, because when Klay comes back, you have Curry. I don't even count Draymond as a valid number 3. Is he a facilitator? Is he a floor general? Absolutely. But as far as a scorer wise, you need to find 2 more.
Yeah, it's
2 more options, I should say.
a team that is intriguing to me is Portland. And the reason I say that is they already have a pretty good foundation. They bring in Norman Powell from Toronto. They send Trent away, Gary Trent Jr., who was a nice player for them. They bring in Powell, who's playing very well. Well, they get Nurkic healthy to go with Cantor in the middle, 2 pretty tough centers. If Nurkic can get healthy, you got McCollum and you got Dame time. Portland is a formidable team. Again, it's all about everybody getting healthy. But at a healthy team, I will tell you this: I think Portland
will beat Utah.
If everybody's healthy, I believe Portland is better than Utah, Phoenix, and Denver. I believe Portland's better.
I think so, and it's just a matter of when you have so many injuries, all these role players, when they're not playing their role, so much is expected out of them, and then when they finally step up, then the injured player gets healthy and then comes in, then their role gets reversed. They get back down to the role, so then you don't have that consistency. But I think once Portland is healthy, they can be
Nurkic is a difference maker, particularly what they already have in the middle. I mean, Cantor is no bum. He's a fine player, but Nurkic at his best, again, is really opens up the ball game for you, because he can also shoot the 3. And then Powell in there. Powell is a championship pedigree. He won the championship with Toronto a couple years ago. He knows what it takes to win. And Dame is just a beast, and McCollum is just, that guy continues to make baskets. He amazes me.
He just needs to,
that is a very good ball club. And I think healthy, and again, it's all about health. Healthy, the 2 best teams are the Lakers and Brooklyn are the 2 best teams when we're talking about everybody being healthy. But is everybody going to get healthy? I mean, there's something telling me this year that everybody's not going to get healthy. I mean, we're close, but I think there's going to be the story of this season, I believe, fans, is that injuries are going to play a big role in who wins this thing. Injuries are going to play a big role in it. And a team like Milwaukee that stayed pretty healthy all year, they may slip in there and do it. Milwaukee has stayed healthy all year. That's been a healthy ball club. PJ Tucker's out. What difference? We haven't really seen what kind of difference maker he's going to be for Milwaukee.
We haven't.
Hey, you talk about attitude. You talk about championship pedigree. You talk about who's grinding it out in the playoffs. Tucker is a beast. Hits the boards and hits that corner 3. He's going to make a difference in Milwaukee. So once he gets healthy, we keep saying once everybody gets healthy. I can't wait a couple more weeks to see where we are. But I don't know who your favorite team is and who you like watching. And NBA's got a lot of good teams this year, particularly in the West. You got the big 3 in the East, but hope you're enjoying the NBA. It's on every night, whether it's NBA TV, ESPN, TNT, NBA is on every night. What is tonight? Tuesday. We got TNT tonight. And I like that. By the way, I like that the people that host that Tuesday show better than Thursday. I'm tired of Barkley and Anderson and Shaq. I think that show they got now on Tuesdays, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. That is a great group hosting the post game and the pre-game and halftime. That's a great group, don't you agree?
Yes, because they bring a different perspective. They bring more of a more, I'd say, relevant, but right now. Whereas you have a Barkley still on the old school, not embracing the new style of ball, and it's like the NBA does not play that kind of. Do the fundamentals stay the same? Yes, but the style changes.
Yeah, but that Tuesday show, they got D Wade, they got Candace Parker, Shaq's in there, and he's a little more into it on this show.
But even the
new leader there that takes Ernie's spot, I forget his name right now. He does a great job.
He does. And again, it relates to they're more relatable to the guys that play the game right now. And that's a big difference maker, because when they're talking and they're giving their analysis, and you see, oh, okay, this is what he's talking about. Oh, I understand. Where Barkley and Kenny, there's like, oh, it's like a get off my lawn. This is how you're supposed to play the ball. No, it changes. It's evolving.
And they call a lot of guys out, and a lot of times that's not necessary.
No,
they use that power. These guys don't do
because
that.
I'm a legend.
Tuesdays on TNT, you know, they bring in Chris Webber, who's great. They'll bring in Kyle Korver, who's been in there with them. I just really like that show. The guy's name is Adam. I don't know his last, but he does a very good job. And I apologize for not knowing. I enjoy the show though. I watch it till over here on the West Coast till 11 o'clock. Those guys are on the air till 2 in the morning.
I watch it for Candace.
Oh, Candace does a great job. What a great addition
Hey,
to the
Miss
show.
Parker.
Hey, yeah. Ready to play basketball in Chicago soon.
She is phenomenal.
She's not done playing.
Oh, she's
what a superstar. And Candace, you know, all kidding aside, is awesome on air. Her perspective is really good.
Very good. And the thing is, like, I'll listen to the way she analyzed the game, and I'm like listening and like learning and taking notes and understanding what she's saying. And you know, you hear like she'll school Shaq at times, and like, oh, Shaq,
she'll speak up.
You're wrong. And to listen to her and her analysis, like, she is awesome at doing her job. And I'm glad that, you know, they chose her for the show. She's doing awesome.
Yeah, NBA it's just a lot of fun to me. I'm watching that game last night and watching, you know, Brooklyn come back, and, you know, Irving just doing what he does, man. I mean, making the shots, making that big three at the end of the game. It's just fun every night. You know, to watch Dallas last night, it's fun. There'll be some good games tonight, and I believe probably the Lakers and Clippers are due to play tonight. I haven't checked the schedule yet, but to see what I'm going to bet tonight. But there's always one game every night, and what I do now is I bet one, maybe two games a night. I look for that sure thing where I think a team is really doing well and ready to win, and that works out for me. I don't know. I don't overbet in anything. I find the key games, just like those. I don't like to go back to it, but that big NCAA game last night, Baylor. Come on. Anybody betting Gonzaga didn't understand who was playing or what was playing. If you analyze college basketball and you say that again, Gonzaga was better than Baylor, then you don't know the game. Because if you had just watched, you knew it was going to happen. I told you exactly what was going to happen in the game and how many points they were going to win by 10 or more.
But we've also said this all season long, that Baylor had better competition throughout the season.
The Big 12, you kidding me?
So they understood. So
there's 2 or 3 teams, and maybe 4 that would have beat Gonzaga in that tournament. So, you know, anyways, that's that. We're just talking about, you know, just make your bets shrewdly. That's all I'm talking about. But NBA is fun right now. 20 games. Let's get everybody healthy. Let's see who's going to do what. I can't help but think that injuries are going to end up playing a big role.
Of course it is, and unless the player is going to be able to make a significant presence throughout the playoffs. Most teams are probably not even, like, if Anthony Davis can't make a big difference in the playoffs, I don't think the Lakers are going to bring him back, because you're going to make it worse, so then he'll be out the entire season.
If there's a chance he's going to have happened to him what happened to Durant, of course, I don't think they're going to play him. I think the Lakers will err on the side of caution. I don't think they'll put him in a bad spot. I think that Durant got put in a bad spot, but, you know, that was a couple years ago. But, you know, the game evolves. It's a fast game. It's easy to get injured. It's easy, like, you know, Harden last night, he got back into the mix of things and he wasn't ready. 4 minutes and he's out of the game. But it's going to be fun. We're coming down the stretch. Anything you want to say in concluding here today? Any observations or people we should be watching or teams we should be watching that we missed here today?
No, I just want to talk about the MVP, where we're standing right now with the MVP. I do like Luka. I do like a Dame, and, you know, unfortunately we have the Greek Freak in.
He may win it again.
Because he's very.
It's all
consistent.
about who's healthy.
Yeah.
And you know, Embiid was playing so well, he got hurt. So it's all about who's healthy. Again, this season is so much about injuries. Somebody's, I would love to see those guys win it. I mean, Dame deserves it, man. What a player. Luka deserves it. They've been healthy most of the year. Giannis is playing great basketball. It's tough. I mean, Curry, I think his stock has dropped. They're not playing very well.
It dropped a little
They
bit.
were talking about him a bit, but I we'll see. We'll see how teams, measure up the last 20 games. The MVP is not voted for the playoffs. That's what's funny. It's voted for the season. So, I mean, I don't know, but we'll get there. To me, I'm not even as close to being interested in the MVP. I don't really care who wins it. I care who's going to compete in the playoffs and who's going to be healthy. So, thank you all for watching. I know you watch a lot of NBA. It's on every night, 7 days a week. I know I watch it. I love it. We love it. Continue to love it. You watch a lot of games. I watch a lot of games. And I think our insight in our ability to reflect on what's happening week to week has been good. And, please, 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 if you have some thoughts about how we can improve this show or some opinions you want from us or things that we can help you with, get in touch with us. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for always liking us. Thank you for watching all our social media sites that we're at. And God bless, and we'll see you next week.
Hit that subscribe button.
Thanks for watching. God bless.